Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper and Twine. I thought we'd make a mail card together. I've got to make a card for my dad's birthday, and I found this envelope that I'd made. I don't know whether I made it in a tutorial or made it for something and didn't use it, I don't know, but I thought I'd start with the envelope and get a card that fits. So I've cut my card to 5 3/4 by 9.5, and I've scored on the long side at 4 3/4, and my card will fit in. So what we need to do is make something as the focal point. So I've pulled out a few stamps and thought we'd have a little play. I've got some backgrounds that I did the other day when I was doing my brochure backgrounds. I thought while I'd got my craft mat out, I'd have a play with my dilutions again, and I was very clever. I didn't spill any this time, so I was very grateful for that. So this is one that could have some potential. I think that is Rusty Car. Pink for a man? I think not. That is the Ayu Cerise. And I've done it on this ice card that I talked about. Just got a very, very faint shimmer. But I think pink is out for a man, isn't it? This one's got potential. Not sure what colour this is. This is a really good watercolour card, and it's hardly bowed at all. This has, I don't know if you can see the edge curling up there. It's good quality cardstock, but yeah. Oh, this is the ice. This isn't ice. This is, as I say, good quality thick watercolour, and it's taken the dilutions and all the water perfectly. I do like the little bit of pink in here. I think that this is the Sunset Beach. I think this is terracotta, so that's got some possibilities, but might be a bit pinkish. I think we'll put that one out the way. And again, I'd got some dilutions pigment left on the mat, so just scooped that up, and again we've got the little speckles that I like. So pink, not for a man. So it's a case of playing with some stamps and seeing what we like. I've got this Stampers Anonymous Tim Holtz collection here that I've rarely used. You can see I've used a ladybird. That's the only one I've used. I do like this very much. I think it's called Entomology. Yeah, Entomology. My dad does like natural history, so that's a possibility. I like this background text stamp, although I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the card landscape or portrait yet, so that's something to bear in mind. So we've got that to play with. I've got these two little kind of almost photorealistic stamps, like this with a little definition of man, an adult male human being, a husband, a lover or sweetheart. I quite like that. Might be a bit small for what I want to do today, I'm not sure. And I do like this kind of collage stamp with the real gentleman and dapper men on it, and I don't know, it reminds me of one of those wanted photos or the American police photos that they take where you're standing by the height measurement chart with those numbers in the back. So that's a possibility. I've been using this a lot, and I thought the owl might be quite nice because my dad used to like bird watching. When I was little, we used to do a lot of bird watching. We used to go to somewhere called Hams Hall, which was a power station, and I don't know whether they turned it into a nature reserve or whether there was actually just lots of birds there for some reason. I don't know, but we used to go bird watching there a lot. I've never seen an owl in real life. I've apart from, you know, in zoos and things like that, but I've never seen a wild owl. I've heard them, but I've never seen them. So that's a possibility. I've got these out. These are two of my favourite stamp sets at the moment for backgrounds. You've seen me use this a lot. Love that. And I like this for a background as well. We've got a moth on here. Little ant. I'm not sure whether that's my dad's thing, but the bee is quite cute. So that's a possibility. And then I've got this that I had in a recent craft stash. I've got this big stamp here, the Butte Lumberyard or Butte, is it Butte? The Butte Lumberyard. I never noticed actually it's got Thompson on it. I should do that for my husband or my father-in-law's birthday. But this car reminds me a bit of a car that my dad had when I was very, 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 very little. So that's a possibility. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got some gathered twigs here, and I think I'll get some pumice stone. We'll see if these sit nicely on these backgrounds. Let's have a play with this first, I think, and come in with a bit of this. Sorry for the rustling. Got my acrylic blocks in here. We'll get a selection out. My desk drawer is still quite tidy, but not as good as it was. Everything slides around. I need some dividers, I think. Okay, let's try a bit of this and see if the pumice stone works. If it doesn't, there's nothing lost. I think I'm just going to don't know whether to stamp on all of this. This is A4, I haven't cut it down, or whether to cut a bit down. Let's have a little think. I know that my card is 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let's cut it down to 5 1/2 by 4 1/2. That's shy of 4 1/2. So let me just check that what these look like on my base. Okay, that's a possibility. That looks nice actually. I'll save that bit of background though, because you never know when it's going to come in. I'm not sure whether the pumice stone will show up. I'll try it on some of these lighter areas. My dad's not really a card person, I don't think, but he likes buying cards for other people. And he did buy my mum, oh, that's actually quite nice. He did buy my mum a Valentine's card. I was a bit cross actually. Well, not cross. He said, I nearly bought one off your shop. And I thought, well, why didn't you then? Hey, hey. Just do a little bit of random, just to add a bit of depth. I'm probably going to cover a lot of this up, but see, I don't know whether that's a bit dark there. I'm not sure. Do I want to add anything else? Actually, let's try a bit of weathered wood over that. Oops, speckled egg. Oh, ice spruce is a bit green. There's my weathered wood. Shall I come in with a bit of this text? See, I'm getting in a mess now. What have I done with that packet? Oh, there it is. I'll just put that there. Yeah. Or shall I come in with my Tim Holtz Entomology? Yeah, I think I am going to come in with this one and do it side by side They do come on a lovely thick acetate backing sheet. This block is not quite big enough, but never mind. I think I'm going to go for second generation. And if I miss a bit of text, it doesn't matter, because I'm not looking for a perfect impression. Oh, quite like that. You see, I've just got a little bit of text in the background, and it just makes the background a little bit more interesting. Put that back on the sheet. And I think I'm going to be brave and I'm going to try the big stamp from here, but I'm just going to go and need to get my sticky adhesive. So I've just stuck that stamp onto this block with this stick and spray by Crafter's Companion. I've had this a very long time and it still seems to be all right. You need to give it a good shake before you use it, and I found that one spray will do several stickings, if that makes sense. So this stamp will still have a bit of stick to it when I've finished. Now I'm being very brave here. If this was an ordinary stamp, I'd probably use my stamp platform, but let's have a look and see what happens. I'm coming in with my VersaFine Claire Nocturne because this is a big stamp and there's a lot of silhouette area. So I'm making sure I've got a really good coverage of ink, and hopefully we'll get a good impression over this background. Let's have a look and see. Wish me luck. Now the problem with this is you can't see the image because it's not on the back of the stamp here, so I'm just going to eyeball and put this roughly in the middle. Like that, and I'm going to press down hard and keep my fingers crossed. Let this set a little bit. It is a big stamp, there's a lot of area, you want that ink to make contact with the paper. There's quite a lot of detail on this stamp as well. I mean, I guess if the edges don't come out very well, that's not a problem. I want the car to come out well because that's the main focal point. Shall we try and see if we've got a good impression? Oh, I don't look, I don't look. Oh, look. There's a lot of ink still on that pad. This is where I needed the stamp platform. But, do you know, I quite like that. I quite like that kind of ethereal look with it, with the missing bits. I mean, if I was to go over that now with this stamp, I'm going to smudge it, but you can see all the ink still on there where I've not pressed it down enough, and it could be that my paper wasn't flat enough. But yeah, I should have used my stamp platform. I don't know what to do. I can use that for bits of collaging, so all is not lost. So what to do, what to do. We'll put that to one side. That is a fail. Let's just stamp this on my scrap paper and put it back in its packet. Look, lovely impression there now of that. I think we're going to go for something smaller. I think we're going to go for one of these dapper chaps. And look, there's still loads of ink left on there. Let's wipe it off with this. Pop that in my little packet, and you can see there's still sticky on there. So next time I want to use this big stamp, I won't need to use the adhesive. Stick it that way. Okay, put that out of the way. Let's try. Shall we try the nowl? Look, I've just got ink on my card blank from a paper towel. I'm going to cover that up. Cover that up with whatever we stick on here. So I need to do something that's quite big, don't I? Let's just pop that down there out of the way. Let's come in with our other piece and just see if this fits on here where I want it to. I think I'm going to trim a little bit off that so I've got a slightly different dimension. Get myself a little border around the edge. Not measuring, I'm just eyeballing, and that's fine. I quite like that as a little. Yeah, I think I'm going to go that way, and I'm just going to see if my rubber, turn that over because I don't want any ink on the back of my card. I'm just going to see if my rubber will rub out that little ink smudge. This is crafting by the seat of your pants. This is just an ordinary rubber I got from Wilko's, I think, in a pack. There were 6 or 7 in a pack for 85p. And I know you can get specialist rubbers that do actually rub out ink, but I thought for 85p I'd give these a go. Now I've got a little smudge there, but you know what, I don't think my dad will notice. Right, I'm going to put that down there so I don't get any ink on it, and come back in with this piece. I'm going to do those backgrounds again. I think with the honeycomb we used pumice stone, didn't we? I liked pumice stone. I've lost that ink block now, that acrylic block. That one's too small. What have I done with it? Got a spare one here. I don't know, I'm losing everything. Oh, right. Just lightly stamp off, and I think this is going to go portrait, so let's just make sure that this is the right way. See, that's better. That's a little bit more subtle. I didn't like the dark, heavy covering on the other bit. Stamping off. Yeah, I like that better. Oh, I didn't stamp off. Never mind. As I'm filming this, it's a Thursday, but I think I'm going to put this up on Sunday, which is my dad's birthday, so that he doesn't see it, because he does occasionally watch my channel, bless him. Usually has something, some constructive criticism, bless him. Yeah, I don't want him to necessarily see this before his birthday. So yeah, but yeah, as I say, it's a Thursday and Ella's going to college for the first time, oh, since I don't know when. I'm going to come in with this squiggly stamp because I do like that. Put it on this one. I'm going to put those blocks away. Isn't it funny that no matter how big our desk is, we end up working in kind of like a 12-inch square, don't we? I think I'm going to come in with a bit of gathered twigs. No, I'm not. It's too dark. I'm going to come in again with the weathered wood because I do like that. And there's a little bit of bluey grey in here, which I think was left over from when I was doing the blue dilutions. I had some left on my mat. Let's just stamp that off. I'm not going to worry too much about the middle because that's where I'm going to put there. That's where I'm going to put my next little image, I think. Now, do we want dapper man or do we want man? I think I'm going to go for man. Or should we go for that one? Oh, chat, tell me, if only you could speak back to me. Dapper man or man? I'm going to go for this one. This is a paper artsy stamp that I bought a very, very, very long time ago. There used to be a shop, I forget the lady's name, in a village called Olney in Buckinghamshire. It's not too far from Milton Keynes, and she had a stall at one point in Milton Keynes shopping centre selling crafty goodies, and then she had this most delightful little shop in Olney, and I went there a couple of times and I bought this stamp from her, as I say, a very, very long time ago. Right, I'm going to put that in the middle like that and hope that we get a really good impression. If I don't this time, I think I'm going to throw my toys out the pram. Keep your fingers crossed and your toes crossed. Ah, oh, good, perfect, perfect image. Now, I haven't got that quite central side to side, so I'm going to cut a slither off. Just eyeballing. I do like those splodges on there though, I have to say. I think that's better. There we go, I think that looks better, doesn't it? And I'm going to do a little hack that I've done a couple of times recently to save on black card and waste. So I've got a Sharpie pen, black Sharpie pen, and I've come in with my steel ruler and I'm going to draw a border all the way round. And colour in the top of my card. Yeah, so as I say, Ella's really excited about going to college today. She's got to be there at 1 o'clock, I think, which is just as well because I don't think she's been waking up till about midday while we've been in this last lockdown. So I've got quite a thick border there. I'm going to try and emulate the same there. keeping my ruler in place so I get a nice crisp edge. You don't have to do black. I mean, a dark brown might have looked quite nice. You could use whatever colour you wanted. I'd use something like a Sharpie though, so you get that nice coverage. Round again. That's about right. I'm just eyeballing, I'm not measuring. This is a handmade card, not a factory made card. And the last side. That's about right. I think most of us have got marker pens of some sort or another, haven't we? And I think, again, if you're watching your pennies and you haven't got lots of different coloured card, I mean, I know most of us have got black card. It's a good way of adding a little bit of contrast. There we go. That's finished that off quite nicely. Want to add just a couple of bits to it, but I do love these little splotches here. They look like coffee stains, or I don't know. Yeah, I quite like those. I'm just going to give my ruler a clean with a wipe so that I don't get marks all over myself and over anything that I'm measuring. This is like watching paint dry, isn't it? I bet this will get thumbs down. I'm getting thumbs down again, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know why. Perhaps people don't like me. But in my new mental attitude, I don't care. They don't have to watch, do they? That's that. I'll keep that by for anything else. Put my ruler back. Now, I want to put a little bit of extra on here, so I'm just going to go and find something. Hold on. So I found a few little things I want to just add to my card. As I say, it's for a man, so you don't want to go too fussy, do you? And my dad's certainly not fussy. But I've used something out of the French dictionary that I got from a charity shop when charity shops are open, and I've cut out the word father, but I want to get that torn effect. So one way that I do this, I use a water brush and I paint round where I want to tear. And I'm just going along the top there, getting a bit of water on there, and that will break up the fibres a little bit and it will make it easier for me to tear the edge. This is quite stiff, sturdy paper actually. If you get a little bit of word from the bit of text from the word above it, it doesn't matter. I just think it adds to the effect. And just come down here. Just tear. Come down the bottom. We don't want fathom. So I'm going to draw a line across there with my water brush, just paint. I've still got water in there. Tear that away. This is just a little strip. I do like it when some of the definitions have got lots of things going on and it's a little bit of a bigger piece of text. put that in my rubbish bag. I just want a little tiny tear of the edge here. So it's just going to add another little bit of interest to the background. My dad will look at this for like 10 seconds probably. There. Then I'm going to use my quickie glue pen. Make sure you're putting the glue on the right side of the paper. I've done that before now, glued the wrong side. And it doesn't matter if your little edges are sticking up a little bit, because again I think that adds a bit of interest. Stick that there. It's not straight, but I don't suppose it matters really. It adds to the effect again. I'm going to write my initials in the corner. And then the final thing, I'm going to add some little bits of my aged silver frantage that I like. So sprinkle a little bit on there, a bit there. It is falling a bit because my card's bent. And I think that's why that car stamp didn't stamp perfectly. The heat gun's down here. Sorry for any noise. I've got my tweezers to pick this up by. Getting better with my tweezers. Oh look, I've done that wrong because you're supposed to heat from below, and I know the reason why now. So you're not going to blow all the frantage everywhere. You see, you all think I make such beautiful cards, and that might be the case, but I have a job on the way. Right. Heat the gun up. There, you can see just a little bit of that frantage. You don't want a lot, as I say, it's for a man, but it just adds a little bit of something, a little bit of texture. And I'm going to put that under a heavy book and then stick it on my card and show you the finished card. And there we are, after many trials and tribulations, we've got the card finished. It took a little bit longer than I expected. I've put tape around the edge of this to make sure that it adheres really well, and glue in the middle, but that's stuck down really nicely, so I've given it some time to flatten. And you can see the work we did on the background there with those two different stamps to add texture, and hopefully you can see the little bit of frantage that I've got going on in certain areas. And there's our dictionary definition of father. I think I'm going to have to go and get me some pocket dictionaries from charity shops when they're open for Father's Day cards. Let me know what you think about this. Maybe not my best project, but had fun making it in the end. Thanks for coming and crafting with me. Take care now. Bye.